Okay. And we'll let John talk now. Okay, well, this first shot is just, I have a model of the KE Barker, and it's a module, and I just put this crane, this Hewlett crane on it. Not that it's in the proper place, but it just made a nice additional something to see on the module. I should start off though by telling you, I think most of you know, Landtrack, I am a member of Landtrack, and Landtrack, even though many of us have home modules or home layouts, we are primarily a module-oriented show group that each of us have different types of modules. I have several, and the one I want to show you that really tonight is the still mill. The still mill was Engage. I don't know how. Okay, just hit this button. This is above the ore boat. Here we go. This is the first part. The steel mill that I constructed years ago is Engage. And it got to the point that as we went from show to show and so on, we're getting a little too old to be hauling the modules around and crawling around underneath, setting it up. So I ended up changing it this past year to T-Track. Now, what we're going to see is T-Track modules. There's two of them. They're quad modules. They're 4 foot, 48 inches long and 20 inches wide. They have two main prime Kato tracks in the front here. In the back, you'll see track, but that's what I did is I took the old Pico track and still laid it out back there. It is not operational anymore. But I have all the varying cars. This whole, let me see if we can go down through this once. You can see the length of the module. This is 8 feet going from here down to the back side. And let's see if I can, there's the detail at the front. The car wash, the blower house on the right, and the blast furnace here on the left. Oops. Know how he's got the pipes going from the three-dimensional buildings into the backdrop building. I still need to add more pipes, but you know how these go. This has taken a long time to build the initial layout, and then where we're at today. This is again looking at the blast furnace. Here's part of the ore furnace. There we go. The coke furnace. The blower house with a coke furnace in front of it. Looking into the blast furnace in here. Close up again of the blast furnace. Note the spacer cars in there. Hit the other button. Spacer cars in there between the slag cars. Here's the backside of this is sort of the backside of the what do we got? This is the electric furnace over here. You can't see it. Here, we'll try and make that bigger. This piece right here is about 24 inches long. That's the roller mill. And then I try to portray the yard here with the iron ore modules going in, the flats coming out. Over here, we have the feed to the electric furnace. And since I have built on this ore car right here, I have put another crane in with a ladle dumping hot metal into that car. We just continue on. I don't think I'm going to be able to see it. This building right here is a train wharf. This whole set of modules, or this whole layout, is contrived of primarily the 7 main mills, steel mills in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And when I say that, it's really around Pittsburgh in the suburbs as well. We have J&L, Jones and Laughlin. And there's pieces of that in this layout, in these modules. This is again a total composition of the 7 mills, trying to look at all the things they did and what they created, what kind of steel they created, what kind of steel they used, and so on. So if I start, J&L, Jones and Laughlin, again, is in Alquippa, Pennsylvania. It's along the Monongahela River. And it is the prime mill that supplied all the steel for the bridges in Pittsburgh. The next mill is the Cary Mill, and it's on the Monongahela. And it just provided, it's a, I'm gonna see my notes here. Oh, it created ore and coal, used coal. It primarily created iron. The next mill was the Monessen, and it used the coke. It created pig iron, steel, and ingots, and rails. It was one of the factories that produced the rails for Pennsylvania Railroad, and different structural facilities for stores and buildings, etc. The next piece was Edgar Thomson, and it made the majority of steel rails for Pennsylvania Railroad. Bethlehem Steel created the iron and rails again for the railroad. Homestead Mill is pretty interesting. It created the steel for battleships, or armor plating for battleships, the armor plating for tanks, and any other armor plated source. In 1 year's time, it created 33 tons of rail for Pennsylvania Railroad.
Wow.
Pretty interesting. And that's it. But those 7 mills, again, it's all just, this is just a composite because this only amounts to 8 feet in length. It's Pico track in the background. All this front track is Cato. And it's snap track, if you're familiar with the Cato office. And it's just a simple layout that I keep adding to over the years.
Mhm.
And I have one more mill. It has the blast furnace, it has the electric mill and all the facilities around it. It has the rolling mill. And it will have, I am in the process of building a Bessemer furnace
Mhm.
for that side of the steel mill. I mean, that process of steel production. And if you're ever down in Pittsburgh, and I think some of you might have been, down at the, no, I just lost it. Right at the base of, I'm from Mount Washington, which is a suburb up on the hillside of Pittsburgh. At the bottom of that Station Square came to me. That's the name of the place. It's hotels and restaurants and shops that were converted over from train repair shops and stuff. But they moved from Cary, they moved the Bessemer ferns and have it in that Station Square area as a display item. So it's pretty neat. And it's the real mill and a majority of the components around it. So that's it. I mean, if you guys have any questions, I'll just stop there.
One item on this lake freighter is it was one of the, my dad was naval architect supervising the design of this one.
This is, by the way, this is the K.E. Barker freighter. It's one of the most popular freighters that was on the Rouge River going up to the Ford plant. It is still active today under that name, K.E. Barker. And it's in, starts with an M up north. You said it earlier, I lost it.
Oh, Marquette.
Marquette, yes. It's still working up in Marquette. And it's just coal and coke are being passed around with it. That's it, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Well, very good. Thank you very much for showing that to us.